Hey everyone, welcome along back. I just wanted to have a chat around service operations in terms of like a maturity curve because there's so much that goes into it. I think, it's a good idea to get a handle on where you are, where you're starting, and where you're trying to get to. And really, when it comes down to it, the simplest thing is to look at it in these kind of four levels. Now, obviously, level one, reactive, two, responsive, three, intelligence, and four, self-healing. Now, we usually find most customers that we work with are somewhere between reactive and responsive, but a good 90% of people are down at the kind of the reactive level here. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the way that our industry's operated for a long time, and people have been striving to kind of move forward. We'll find some basic, maybe automation in terms of some scripts, maybe some Ansible scripts. But most of the time, if you do a bit of digging, you'll see that truly reactive is where most people are with manual processes, siloed data in different platforms, and that could be at Dynamics over here, SolarWinds down here. None of it's conjoined, none of it's contextualized. A lot a lot of phone calls going on, a lot of emails, a lot of spreadsheets with data being dumped in, even if that's just to get reports out. And you usually see that less than 20% of IT processes are automated, um, and moving up a level would make significant organizational change. Now, level two is, where we start to move into that responsive, getting ahead of the curve. Level one reactive is very much it's broken, we must now go fix it. And like I say, 90% of organizations are literally right there. So level two is more about responsiveness, getting ahead of those issues, catching the signs of things going wrong before they break. So we've removed the siloed data. We've moved it more into analytics across points, which is where you can see specific data points, be that metrics, logs, events, even some Autel into a single place where you can start to look at that against the contextualized business impact. We can see changes that are going on. We can see the impact of those changes. And we've gone into specified either domain specific or domain agnostic, depending on your industry, monitoring tools. So point monitoring solutions have been brought in. That's, coming in and forming a standard, forming the 10 commandments, if you like, of what monitoring looks like, or certainly the first revision of that. Here, we'll typically find that 40% of IT processes are automated, and obviously moving into the next level is going to make you more proactive, and that's really around intelligence. And that's the difference between having data with no contextualization, so like 103, or what does that mean? The next level up of that in responsiveness would be that's 103 degrees, so a temperature. And intelligence, this is too important to ignore. Is it 103-degree temperature is pretty high. So you can see the fundamental differences between the three levels. Here, really, we're looking at predicting common problems. So again, it's building upon the top of responsiveness, where we're starting to get some of the analytics going on. Now we're predicting it with more intelligent AI, better machine learning clustering algorithms in the platform, and certainly enabled multiple threads of data coming into the platform that we're looking to see if we can run some aggregation across those to drive anomalies within the data stack. And here we're now going to be talking about proactive alerting. Now, when I say alerting, I mean proactive alert management, not just sending an email to someone saying, we think there's an issue. It's no, contextualizing all of the event information that's coming in, driving those into proactive alerts, so alerts that have been generated before the thing's broken, and then giving actionable outcomes. Sending that to the database team, sending that to the server team, sending that to the applications team to have a look at the information and try and resolve issues before it happens. This is all workflow driven. So as you might have picked up there, I said, bringing that information in, generating an alert, generating an incident, sending that to the right tool, to the right team, to go and have a look at. That's very much workflow driven, wrapping knowledge articles around it, workflow driven, and driving intelligent root cause analysis. So, a lot of people say we do root cause analysis. That's really the first event that was received into the platform. If you've got some kind of level two responsiveness going on, they just take the first event received and make that the root cause. Not always the way, because SolarWinds is about 3 or 4 milliseconds slower on alerting something than Datadog is. That's just a fact. We see it all the time. Therefore, Datadog coming in and saying the application's down doesn't necessarily mean the application is the fault. Whereas, 2 milliseconds later, you're going to receive an event in from SolarWinds that's actually going to tell you that a network switch has been lost, and that's the root cause. So intelligent root cause looks at the bundling of these items together. It looks at the contextualization of the application or the end-to-end digital stack. And again, this is a great use case for service mapping. People often ask me, why do I need service mapping? What does it give me? It gives you that rich level of contextualization in layers, technical layers down the stack. So if we receive an APM event before we receive a network event or anything in between, we can have the system look at the map, understand conceptually how it fits together and logically how it fits together, do some traffic tracing through it, and understand that the root cause is the network ports, because that has gone down and that's what our server connects to, and then that's what hosts the SQL database, which is actually what also runs our JVM, which is our application. So again, a lot of true intelligent root cause analysis, as opposed to first in is the thing that's broken. Smart work assignments, right person, right place, first time, in hours, out of hours, vendor, across country, across globe, doesn't matter. We're looking at the records, we're assessing what's gone wrong, we've looked at the root cause, we're sending that work package to the right people to fix it. And then obviously consolidating all that data at the same time. Consolidation and contextualization, two phrases that need to be very much interlinked when we're talking about service operations maturity level and getting to the moon. Here, typically, we'll find that 70% of processes are automated. And obviously, we're going to look to move up to level 4, where 90% of IT processes are automated. If you can imagine that, 90% of the average workload of an IT team fully automated, allowing your people to do proactive, fast fix, evolutionary stuff rather than constantly resolving the same issues they've seen time and time again in production. This means that we're having machine managed self-learning within the organization across your IT stack. This is that intelligent baseline, looking at the metric points, the Octel traces, looking at the logs, looking at the events that are coming in, and understanding what normal looks like in your end-to-end stack. Running algorithms across the data that's being received to understand whether you're stepping in and out of boundary, how much of an impact that is stepping out of boundary, driving this right down to a button on a website and truly understanding the impact of that, but allowing the machine, allowing the AI in your automation platform to truly define its own boundaries, not setting monitoring thresholds. One of the most alien things that I try and explain to people, not setting monitoring thresholds in your monitoring toolkit, such as SolarWinds or Datadog, if you're talking about analytics on servers and so forth, and allowing the AI platform to learn for itself. That then assists it in predicting and preventing outages from minor right the way to major. This brings into play the feedback loop, so upvoting and downvoting, a true feedback loop to say, yes, this was an issue. That means the system's going to be all over it next time, and very, very mindful and very hypersensitive to it. You're training the model. They're training that machine learning K-clustering algorithm that's in the platform. And a down vote. This wasn't what you thought it was. Thanks for telling me, obviously, but actually next time around, if you see this isn't a major incident. Reclassify as like a P3 or a P4 and assign it to the correct team and so forth. And that really allows us to do proactive resource allocation, allow the platform to manage the workload of your resources and get on top of issues before they occur by diverting those proactive events. Now, these aren't you do this and then you get that and then you get that. All these things are layered up. All the capabilities that we've introduced through 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all layered atop of each other to really drive automation and service operations and AI operations into an organization. So I just wanted to go through that quickly. Hopefully that's given you a good oversight of the 4 kind of levels of maturity when talking about service operations entangled with AI ops. And thanks for coming back to the channel, and I'll speak to you again soon.